All right, all right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely, lovely day, evening, in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. Just coming with a message regarding the reset. This is regarding they have reset. And the reason why I'm saying something about it is because I feel so compelled to bring it before you. I'm trying to get this here seat in a way that let me see something. Okay, I'll be okay. Yes, in a way that I was trying to get the seat here to go back, but it doesn't matter. But yes, Sister Deborah coming again with a message. I'm not going to hold you too long, but I just wanted to come to kind of cover the reset. Uh, there has been something that has taken place that Sister Deborah wasn't fully. If I had to measure it, I would say in between 20% I knew of. But in the last 3 days, it's been pressing forward upon me. And I was like, more so, what is that? What's so important about, you know, the reset? What's so important about, so therefore there is something in it that's worth hearing or knowing exactly what is actually taking place. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just trying to set this right. So that light won't, oh well, it's okay. But there has been a reset, and the way it has brought it, the way I feel that the spirit is and I can't really tell you today why it's important for Sister Deborah to know this, but I guess it's something that needs to be known, or else he wouldn't keep, drilling me. Because sometimes in the last 3 days I've been feeling, okay, okay, they did it, and what can, in a sense, what can it benefit us to know, or regarding the ideal of the things has been reset. Let me go on and tell you what he's telling me. He's explaining to me that, during the time they brought that virus out, okay, that was the time that they had set for to reset this country. uh, I knew, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, I've known that they were doing a lot of things behind the wall, but I had no idea about the fullness of the reset. And I still feel like there's more to know about it, because I remember the 9/11. I know that was a setup. When they took all those foreclosed homes from those people, that was a setup. When I go back to those days, I know that those things were set up. This country set 9/11 up. This country, you know, everything that they've been doing, they've been preparing for a time as this, pretty much, even for the time of the biochemical that came out. Now, during that time, they had already, I don't know if you all knew this, before 2020, they had already issued the bio out before 2020. Okay. So they was testing it then. But what the spirit keep telling me about this reset, he keeps speaking to me regarding this reset. And I'm like, I really do get confused about it, because I'm like, what is that? But maybe you all can kind of figure it out or feel this thing. He was saying that there are principalities in high places. It is said that you fight not against flesh and blood, but principality in high places. People don't understand what principality in high places is. If you had to ask everybody in the world, you probably get 1% understanding principality in high places. Just hearing that letting you know, if it's not flesh and blood, then it's what? If it's not flesh and blood we fighting against, then what are we going to fight against? You see? And then you hear him say, put on the whole armor. Okay. But then when you go into the whole armor, all the armor is spiritual. It's not a vest that you can put on or a helmet that you can put on. It's not that type of, it's still yet spiritual. So what it led me to understand so far, what he's saying is that principality in high places, what are they doing in those high places? This is Sister Deborah now going to, got a question. What are they doing in high places? Why ain't they down on the earth? Why are they? It's because that's where they do their battle. But when they brought that bio, they were already given the okay to now come down to where we're at. This is where we're at. And that was a part of the judgment. The judgment. The judgment. So was to release them from what? Principality, from what? High places, which is in the air, in the sky above us. Understand? We fight not against flesh and blood. Flesh and blood is where? On the earth. We're doing what? Fighting. You're not fighting against flesh and blood. What are we doing fighting, period? Because they have released them to be on the earth. Now, this is why. I'm sorry. This is why things are actually moving fast. A lot of people ain't paid attention to that. Time is speeding up. Things are moving fast because once they were given the okay to come down, and this is where you see a lot of things they doing that it's like, how could they do that? How could they've been waiting for the Father to release them to be able to do the things that they're doing. That's what he's trying to get me to understand. They've been given this time that we're in, and they're going to play people against people. Everything is anything goes. So when he's telling me in the early morning hours about lawlessness, that means that how are they going to get to this point where there's no lawlessness? Is because once they come down from the principality in high places, because the judgment of the Most High Yah is heavy on the earth, then therefore they have been released now on the earth. And this is what you see that's actually happening. Even the ideal of them bringing out that biochemical, they've been waiting for him to give them the okay to bring this judgment that you see today. See, a lot of people don't understand because they don't I know why. I know one reason, because no one really understands the right hand of the Father. And when you don't understand the right hand of the Father, you really don't know nothing about him. I know you might think, oh, I know this, I got it. You can say what you want. If you don't understand the right hand of the Father, you don't know the Father himself. I'm talking about the Father creator. I'm talking about Yahuwah, Ahaya, the one who created any and everything. Okay? When you don't understand his power, then you really don't understand him. He cut them down from the principality in high places. So this is what you see on the earth today, and you're going to continue to see it. And the reason why Sister Deborah hooping and hollering I was really hooping and hollering. Do you see what they're doing? They're doing. He had released them already. He has released them. That's how let me tell you what they did. In the process of being released, y'all releasing them down here on now the earth. They was in principality. They was in high places. Now they're on the earth. In that process of allowing that, they just went K-wild toward all the things that they were planning for the last years, for years. Now they have given the okay, go. And they just down here cutting up from the floor up. Okay. And when I'm looking at it, I'm trying to understand why is it I feel, and this is what I be telling you, I feel that, wait a minute, I'm the only one see this, I'm the only one can see this. That's the way it feels. It's because, like I say, 99 point trillion wouldn't be able to understand what Sister Deborah is saying, because you never knew the Father with his power. Everybody want a relationship with the Father. It's just like that saying, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Well, that's how it is with the Father's power. Everybody wants to say that they are the Father. They know a highest name. They know who he is, and he's the Father, and he's the this, and he's the that. But they know him without his power. See, and that's where they are messed up from the floor. They are not the real legit. Because when you know him at his power, at his might, and at his strength, and who he is. See, a lot of people so busy wanting you to know the name. Baby, how you gonna know the name and you don't know the power? You can't know nothing. You have to know who he is and his power therein. They come hand in hand. You can't separate the two. But people, that's what they want. They want him, but not his power. So let me tell you what he's telling me. He said that what they did is, the moment they got the okay and they were released, they put in play the reset. We're sitting around here wondering why things are the way that it is, and why Biden, the president, and Trump, and all of this, what they doing, and the Republicans, Democratic, because we never was on their trail. We never were on their trail. You know, we've been so distant to what the government and system been doing. Could nobody tell us or get us prepared for what they're doing today, and what they're continuing to do. Now, he was telling me about the reset, and the reset is, and Sister Deborah, as soon as he give it to me, I'm gonna make sure I bring it forth. But it's something about the reset that's strange, because he's been on me through the last 3 days talking about the reset. But a lot of stuff that he's been sharing with me, I was like, wow. Let me tell you what the reset was. The reset was, let's say for anything you have and you wanted to reset it, what do? You close it down or you cut it off. And when they closed us down, they closed our jobs down, they closed the whole world down. I mean, this whole country. You couldn't go to the store. They closed you down and made you do what? Stay into your homes. They closed your job. They closed everything down just so they can reboot it up again. And when they did that, that was a reset. They reset, you guys. You remember they was talking about defunding the police? They did that too. That's a part of their reset. Everything that has taken place after this shutdown, guess what? It was to shut down, to reset the system, and that's what they did. They reset the system, and in the process of resetting the system, it was to make sure that they are able to gain the power and the control. It showed them that if we can set this system down, but we have to have something to shut it down. See, you see how the Father is giving it to me, letting me see the plan. They had to have something that can shut this country down without the people, roaring and complaining. So how did they do it? They shut they shut us down. They shut us down. No, what I mean is they couldn't reset until they come up with something that caused the people to agree with being shut down, shutting the system down. They shut the system down, and that's why they wanted us in our homes. That's why they wanted us masked. That was to keep us from doing a lot of talking, a lot of communicating. Okay. They had to play it for what it was worth. Once they realized that the shutdown was A1, it was, they nailed that. They nailed that shutdown. Even in the process of it, I was like, why ain't nobody saying, do they see what they doing? I mean, my mind was like that. I never could understand why the people wasn't seeing what was going on. To me, that's how I was feeling. But and I was like, you see, they got us in our house and got us masked and got us, and many people died. When I look at that, I say, okay, when Obama had made a whole lot of what is those caskets, where you put people in to bury them. He made millions and millions of those. And he did that while he was in office. See, all these things, you all, this was a part of the plan. But what the Father shared with me that they did reset already. They reset the system. And what they did is they shut it down. Once it was successful, shut down, guess what? They said, we got this now. We're going to reboot, reset it. And now we got them in full control. They got in full control. It's nothing. I mean, nothing. We are at a standstill. It is nothing. I mean, they once they were able to do that, and I figured that anyway. I said anytime the Republicans and Democrats, the government system can make everybody stay in their house. One sign of that they were working on is when they took everybody's houses in this country. Y'all remember the foreclosure? Just going around taking who got how now. Let's say if that happened, the foreclosure, if that's happened, say just in California or just in Florida and Chicago, I'm just picking out, or just 2 or 3 states, then you can overlook it. But when I saw that they hit every state here in the United States, I knew right then that something is behind this. How did the people in this country allow them to take their homes like that? That was a part of seeing how their shutdown would go. If we take something from them, we'll see their reaction. If it looks like they ain't gonna work, they're not saying anything, they're not marching, or they're not hoofing and hollering about it, then we go to the next step. That's what they did. They went to step by steps. Even when it got down to the Twin Tower, look at how all those people lost their lives. Do y'all think for 1 minute this thing that they're doing is about lives? They don't care about nobody's lives. They don't care about the death toll, because they don't care if you VIP or PID. They don't care. So look at all that they did on 9/11. The moment that came out, I said, look at them. All it took me, and guess what made me decide, just looking at it and being able to discern it, is when I saw the president in a kindergarten classroom reading a book. That didn't make sense. Why? Because that's showing you they had to put him in security, in the safest zone. And that was among babies. You see? And when he heard it, the look on his face, when they told him he was there with those kids, and he looked like, oh, they finally did it. You see? It was where he was at and where all the other VIPs were during this time. You see what I'm saying? Even those that should have been in the Pentagon, even those that was in the other location. Where are all the VIP? Not one was in now one of these locations when they allow these things to take place. That I already knew there was a setup, but that wasn't. I knew it was a setup the day that it happened. I didn't come to understand that years later. Okay, now with this reset, he said is they reset the system during that pandemic. But in order for them to reset the system, they had to keep us out of the system. And that's what they do. They did. They kept us out of the system by closing everything down. And then when they felt that it was okay to reboot the system back up, or not reboot it back up, but to reset it, they reset was successful. Then they reset it. And they reset everything, you guys. I mean, to the point where we're not going to even we ain't going to be able to even blink an eye. That's just how knit together they have organized the reset to where here today. Now listen to Sister Deborah talking about it now. The reset. A lot of people are talking about the reset, or they're gonna reset. Baby, they already reset. When they shut you down, they reset everything. That's why they were doing it, because you couldn't go to your bank, you couldn't do anything. They were doing everything to set the system to be able to have it. And you hear a lot of people hooping and hollering, talking about one world government. Baby, sit your tail down. That is the reset. You see, they don't understand. It ain't no, you don't have to wait for the beast and the antichrist and the false prophet. What do you, baby? Let me tell you, they didn't shut the system down and have reset it. So if you're thinking you have to wait for the beast, the antichrist, and the false prophet, let me tell you something. They're just the one that's gonna sit in the seat. But everything has already been successfully reset. Let me show you another thing. You remember that unemployment? They were giving people even money to pay their rent, even all the way up. All of that was a part of making people see life where they're gonna have to depend on someone in the times to come. When they paid all that unemployment, that was to get the minds and the energy of people to where they don't want to work no more. I sit back, and even in the state that I'm in, it is so many jobs out there, y'all. So many jobs openings, so many job openings, but you don't have no one working them. You go places, they don't have staff. What happened? That's how they reset the system. And the ideal of resetting it was we'll pay them money to get them with a state of mind to not work. So this is where you see people are not working at all. They are not working at all. You see most people trying to get business online and trying to get their own business. You see a lot of us trying to run over to Africa, start our business here and start our business here. Everybody is out trying to start a business and don't even understand. It will never be successful. Not the way, because of the way that they have reset the system. The small people would be more so, they'll last a little longer than the big people, because the big companies already have in mind to shut down. They just got to shut it down the way the system has orchestrated them to shut down. Let's say, for instance, the bank. The bank already has a appointed time to shut it down. It's already in the system because they reset everything. So the bank have a time period when it's going to shut down. Everything has a time period of how they're going to shut everything down. It has a time period. Why? Because it was able to reset everything. And when it reset everything, it put everything in a time period. Okay. But it is in full control. It's everything that you own, everything you have is out of your control. I mean, when they did the reset, it was also to make sure they know where everybody's at, what everybody is doing. They were programming everything to where they know your location, where they had you doing your bills, so they can know when your bills are due. They got everything. And this is where I know that it has been set. Watch this here. Because the spirit told me, first of all, for the last 3 days. But watch this. Let me show you how deep it is. Say, for instance, people went out, and since they've been doing it probably since the pandemic, buying gold and silver coins or gold. It was one time everybody was trying to buy gold, but it's now they're buying gold and silver, and they trying to get these things. But what they did is when they reset the system, they set the system up to where if you buy gold and silver, it's gonna have to be tallied, meaning it's gonna have to be on paper. It's gonna have to be on record. Okay, what else? Cash App, GoFundMe, all these places, uh, uh, um, PayPal, all that is in the system. See, they set all that up in the system, y'all, to where they're monitoring every penny. So this is what was said. Now watch this here. Let me tell you, that's what they set in. People buying land. They got all that ready. They got everything ready to be able to go after these things. And the way that they got it is they set the system, they closed everything down. And when they opened back up, everything was ready and set for when the Antichrist, the beast, and the one world system, who's going to be the head, which is already present, when they take the seat where everybody going to know who they are, then They ain't taking the seat to get things into a one world government. You hear people right today, they get on this devil platform, they make these videos talking about we're gonna be in a one world government. Baby, you are in a one world system. That's what they did. They reset that system to assure them that you are in there. In case you didn't know that. But that's what has happened. So in it, he was showing me how everything is locked into this system that they reset. That means it's all one now. And people are living and walking and wondering how they're going to be able to get control over everything. Because you hear people, you see people making videos talking about the one world system, one world government. They're trying to get this. Baby, they ain't trying to get nothing. They didn't reset your butt. When they said the not GoFundMe, what's about the to defund the police? That's what that was, and they got rid of them. See, I was thinking that they said a lot of them was retiring, a lot of them was quitting from the fire department and the police department. No, they was giving them small payouts, yeah. They were giving them nutballs, small payouts, and they were taking it and running. Because see, a lot of these Europeans, these Gentiles and heathen, they know already. They even closed their business. They took whatever money that the government was giving them, they closed their business and they took off running, trying to get safe, get in a safe location where they can say, okay, this is where I'm going to remain. Because they a lot of them know, a lot of them know that they have reset the system. They have reset this system. I mean, it's off the chain. It's a lot of things, like I say, we're waiting for, saying this ain't happening, or when they gonna do a one world government. It's already set up. It's all not what I mean. It's finished, y'all. How did they get to have the technology to really bring everything that they have? I believe that they have been dealing with those principality in high places. One individual asked me, when I was young, did I always believe in aliens and stuff? I told him I always did. You all, when I was a young kid going to church, I used to always feel, it was what I felt, that there were others created outside of us as human. I always thought that. I always thought that. And I was young. I mean, I'm in elementary. I always felt that there was other presence, outside of human. Let me set an example. You know how when he made Adam and Eve, once he had made Adam and Eve, and they had Cain and Abel, and they had children, Adam and Eve was not the only one that he created. He created others. See, and that's why I say, when you don't know his power, get your tail somewhere and sit down. His power don't answer to you. He don't have to bow down to your understanding. And see, that's why I was telling y'all, they have limited his power and what he's capable of doing, and said only one he made was Adam and Eve. And then when you start to ask them, well, what about Cain? When he said they're gonna come after him, and take his life. Well, who is he talking about? See that? You see what I'm saying? They couldn't answer it. Because you have to be able to allow the Father to use his power to do what he does best. He don't have to answer to us to make us understand that he made other human beings outside of just Abraham. I mean, not Abraham, Adam and Eve. They were the first Adam and Eve, but he didn't stop. You see? Adam and Eve wasn't the only one, because Cain and Abel, they wasn't grown men, you guys, when Cain took Abel's life. You see? So you have to really come up out of that flesh box that says, no, he's only can make Adam and Eve. Because you got some people talking about he made another woman before he gave Adam Eve. And that's sickening. It's always trying to make men have more than what Yah has created them to have. That's what they're living on today. So this is why you see the world as well as it is, when the one that come down to the earth to deceive It says, come down to deceive, have deceived many. And they can believe him, but they can't believe that, okay, this creator who made all things, he had to have had others he created. Yes, he did. So when you're dealing with these principalities in high places, it's more so letting me know that's what you see on the earth that's causing things to really uh, uh, um, be totally out of whack. You see, because all his workers now works on the earth, in men, women, boys, and girls. In human bodies, causing them to do all kind of wicked and evil things, and things are actually happening. And you're wondering, all these things that are happening. What is? Who is this doing this? And what is this? The same one that we were fighting against, principality in high places. Guess what? They ain't in high places now. They're down here with us. So what has happened is they also, in that process of us being in in shut down, they reset everything, and they come telling you when we're gonna go. What is it? Defund the police. They already did it, child. They did that before they even opened up. They had set it up in the system. Okay, so everything that we're going up against is just like he said, put on the whole armor, because you can't put on what you don't know. A lot of people think the armor is what they see it to be. The armor is all spiritual. It's going straight back to spiritual. Everything is going right back to spiritual. That which is flesh, that which is spirit. When it's all said and done, it's going right back to what is what? Flesh, or is it spirit? And that's what everything is. And if you know about the spirit realm, then you're more safe than being knowing just the flesh. When you know the spirit, then you know the power of the spirit is greater than the flesh. But if you can't put on no armor, if you of the flesh, because you don't know the things of the spirit, so you can't put on the whole armor of Yah, because the whole armor is spiritual. It's not natural. And that's where a lot of people don't want to step into the realm of the spirit. They want to stay in the stupidity of the natural, because they're more comfortable, and they accept that way. But where we're at today, you better find your place in the spirit realm. If you don't know where your place is at, you better find out. And the only way you can find that out is through the Father himself. And that's between you and him. But he's telling me that they've been released on the earth. And that the word helps me out as a prophetess is understanding a lot of these sick things that's going on. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense, because the things that actually taking place is greater than the way that it once was yesterday. And you wonder, well, what makes somebody do this? And you see things taking place and people are not doing anything. Let's go back to this young guy. Let me show you something. This young guy, who I think he was Mississippi, who went somewhere in Mississippi to work. First of all, him going out there, if his mother and him had any spiritual guidance, then they could feel. Mama should have felt something. He should have felt something. And listen to this. Let's say, for instance, his mother is not rooted in anything spiritual. Okay, she's not caught up in that. That's why she couldn't feel her baby. The danger that he was going in. You see, because once you are in the spirit realm, listen to this now. It bypassed her, and it even bypassed her son. Both of these situations bypassed, and he went straight into danger that was waiting, and was so excited. They were so excited that he came down. Let me show you how excited. When they saw him walked in from where he come from to go down to Mississippi to work for that company, when they saw him walked in, guess what? They said, Ooh, we know we got one, y'all. Hey, y'all, we got one. We gonna all go hunting. We got one, y'all. And this young guy should have felt something. Something he should have felt. And then he called his mother and told her his boss trying to have him killed. The other workers to kill him. He's trying to get them to kill him. Now, right then, you understand it, but why did it wait till you get straight into the fire to feel the heat? You should have felt something. Now, life and death is in the mighty right hand of my Father. Don't get me wrong. That I do. I would stand on any mountain and proclaim that. But the ideal of mama not feeling nothing until, you know, everything is gone and she hadn't heard from him. And I just couldn't see myself running after my child because his last breath, I tell you something there. Not only his last breath, if they say, hit him across the head, mama, you should feel that. You see, you should feel them. You should feel your child in danger. But you can't feel your kids if you're not spiritual. If you're not spiritual, detached to the Father, you can't feel them. You see? And a lot of times people don't understand. You want to feel it because that's the spirit of Yah preparing you for whatever choice he makes. At least you, like with me, the first thing happened. If something happened, the first thing I say, okay. I start talking to the Father, saying, what's going on? What happened? And he had to check me every time because he'll take me back to the day he warned me, the day he told me. He said, remember when you woke up and you was feeling at ease last week? And he'll give me a sign of what took place during that time I was feeling that, just to remind me, see, I'll prepare you. But this young man, this is what they did. You got on the phone. She got on her phone a message from her son and a text that they trying to kill him. You got it on the phone that they trying to kill him. You got it another one on there saying that he went to the police department and they didn't do anything. What happened to the FBI, y'all? What is happened to a system? Now listen to this. Now, if this was in another country, then yeah, you know. The Father was dealing with me on this when he was telling me about the reset. Y'all might say, well, where is she coming from? This is what he was showing me. He was showing me things that's actually taking place. Do you see anybody doing anything, Deborah? That's what he's saying. He said, now, FBI should have been down there. The man that he said took his life, he told who took his life. How can somebody get ready to kill you, you tell them who it is, and they not lock that person up? It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. How is it that you told your mother that the police department you hear and they say you can't help them? Why ain't the FBI down there asking them what you mean? Give us some files or what was wrote, what was said. Nobody's nowhere. But they're going to bring you. Watch this, how deep this is, y'all. This is, and I kind of feel sad that I'm talking about it because my son is here from Texas. But let me tell you how this is how the Father was showing me. He said, they turned around, brought them a box with his head in it, skeleton. And his head was chopped off, this part, the top of it was off. And some of his bones, not all of them. Oh, they go, well, wait a minute, where did that come from? You see what I'm saying, y'all? It doesn't, it's just showing you, yeah, we did it. And, you know what I'm saying? This is what he's trying to get me to see the fullness of. And it could be my flesh trying to run from the fact that it's darker than even Sister Deborah tell you all. It's darker than that. Because if he didn't allow principality in high place to now walk the earth, and they're not in high places anymore, they down here with you and I. And remember, Sister Deborah said, only until they start knocking on your door. And that means hit home. Then will you say, oh, yeah, sure. No. This is how bad it is. It's worse than what it looks. And I think that's what he's wanting me to embrace, the fact that I didn't put too much emphasis on the fact that they had reset everything. And not only that case, and not only just saying black and white, the all these issues that's going on, even among the Gentiles and the heathen is off the chain, y'all. It's not the norm. It is not the norm. This one man, what? Let me show you. What he texted his wife, told her his last drop off for what's that when you drop food back or whatever that is, and he didn't even really need to do that type of work. She said he was just doing it just to make a little extra money. And his last drop off at this house, in that house was a man from Florida, no, a man from somewhere else, but I think it happened in Florida. I don't know. But it's just the idea. What will make you sit there and eat that man? What would make you put his bones in a plastic bag? See, y'all, I'm telling you, it's a different vibe. It's not the same. You see what I'm saying? And the things that people are doing, and the other young man, he's next door. Your neighbor, his neighbor went next door and shot up everybody in the house. And then they say they couldn't catch him. They couldn't find him for, I think it was 3 or 4 days. Wait a minute. You see, this is, and he killed kids too. But the reason why I said it like that is because it's showing you that something has hit the earth that's like no other. So when he telling his prophetess lawlessness, I'm looking at all the things that's going on that no one is being accountable for, and no one is saying anything. Now, what I will say, and somebody mentioned it to me a couple of weeks ago, they say, you notice that I believe they're trying, this is the first Black person that actually said this, that they noticed that they're trying to, it looked like they're trying to start a race war. I said, you late. I done heard probably 20, 30 Gentiles tell me that. They say they think we don't see what they're trying to do. They're trying to start something with us and the Black people. They're trying to start a racial war. Then white people come in that store, that's what they would say. They don't have no problem saying it. So I'm like saying, by the way, y'all, I'll tell y'all that later. But they know that there's something going on. But for them to be able to do that, listen to this here. They turned around and approved that marijuana. How did they do it? They used children, play like that marijuana was for health problems for children. And next thing you know, you don't hear no children this medicine being used for children. You hear they may start selling it to adults. All the main ones they sell it to are those who are already on drugs and different substances. You know what I'm saying? And they giving it to them. But now you can order it. You can in mail. And now they're making all this candy with all kind of things to get you high. All this sort of everything goes. Y'all, it's and we sitting as weak-minded people looking at politics. Anytime a person get caught up in politics right now in this day and time, you a goner. Let me tell you what they're going to do about the land. They got it set up that everybody that bought land, they're going to be taking their lands. I know I said that a while back, that people better be careful bragging about, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this, and me. Y'all better be like, we. Be careful, baby. You better have y'all when you finish. Because when I heard this, I was like, but that makes sense. That's about right. Because I thought that I said the first person they're going to go get is them. They're going to bring people. They're not going to be able to deal with us scattered. You see, they're going to bring people into one. Let me show you what they did. I'm thinking, yeah, and we are out there cutting up as Negroes, cutting up in all these Walmarts, and they closing them. But see, that's the plan, is to let us cut up and act the way we cut up, act the way we act. Close these Walmarts. So where you gonna have to go where? To a certain location. They want us to go out among nerds because they know their people don't want to deal with us. And I don't blame them. I don't give a rest behind what nobody say. I've seen too much in my lifetime to know I don't blame them from not wanting us around. I see the things that my children stay in Florissant. And over there, it's all different nationalities. But when our people, when those who ain't used to living in that area, when they come out, how can you have every night 15, 16 cars parked in front of your house? They parked in the streets. People can't get around to go to their street. This is how, and they all out in the streets with kids, with music. Why would you dare come into such a nice, beautiful community with all that here? Because they thinking that, hey, if I'm renting this house, I can go anywhere I want. I can do what I want. You can't tell me what to do. And we are feeding these people mindset that, yeah, you're right. You're right. No, 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 that's not right. Why would everybody have to have no place to come through? They get to their house because you got cars lined up. And I'm like saying, every time I come by here, how could they have it? How could you have in front of your house and your carport can only hold one car? But you got about 15 cars all night long, day and night, all week long, parked in front of your house because people didn't stay in that one little house. How? Now, if you had one that pulls all the way back to the back where all of them can line up, then that's whoo, I can see in the judgment of the Most High Yah high as a kite. I can see it. I mean, because everything is. Somebody said to me, well, why would he let that happen? I said, he ain't come down here to do nothing. His judgment is at hand. He don't have to come down here to do anything. He can look and his will gonna be done. He don't have to come down here to warn us, to let us know, do this, turn left, turn right. No, 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 no. Them days are over. They've been over for a long time. So the whole reset has already taken place. The whole one world system has already taken place. And right now, they don't care if people don't work. All these jobs out here, they don't care. And people don't care either. Because the mindset, everybody's mindset is, oh, I'm going to buy something and sell it. Or I'm going to have my own business. I'm going to own business. And I don't know where we as a people really thinking that all this time we've been here, now today, I'm going to get rich and build my own empire. Okay, I'm going to do, me, and I'm going to get wealthy. And even notice everybody that has reached a level of wealth. What did they do? They sold themselves out to get what they got. I don't care how good they can sing, how nice they can dance. Everything. I sit back and I look at all of them, been sold out. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Who was that? That other man, they did him like that too. And I know that, and nobody says nothing. I know they did Bob Marley like that, but what's that other guy name? That comedy guy? It's a comedy guy. He just died out of nowhere, and nobody said nothing else. Nobody said nothing else about it. The little dark skin, had the little bubble eyes, and he just started booming. I forgot his name. When he ended up dying out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. You know where else who ended up dying? That man that he used to be a pastor, and he found out he was a Hebrew Israelite, and he started teaching Darley, whatever his name is, begin with a D. He ended up dying out of nowhere, just out of nowhere. See, a lot of people, Bob Marley, the man that was paid to take him out, he told the truth. And I don't know why nobody never said anything about it. He told the truth. He was in the hospital, he was dying. And he went on and told him that he was an assassin. The only one he really felt bad about was Bob Marley. He said they knew that he loved Converses. And they put a cancer needle built it into the Converses. And when he went around Bob Marley, him and Bob Marley, met, several times. But he said when he went around, he took him a gift, Converses. Everybody said he liked it them. And that guy sat there and said, and he said that's the one that he still feel bad. And he was dying, but he wasn't dying to where he was in pain. He was dying in the hospital. He said that's one he regret, because he said he really liked that guy, because he was trying to bring peace in other countries, get other people to bring peace. They didn't like that. So notice music, acting, comedy, all of them. I forgot that other guy who passed away. Y'all know his name. He used to be a comedy, dark skin, little bubble eyes, and all of a sudden he died. I'm like, how's he? That man was booming, and all of a sudden he started. Then all of a sudden he dies out of nowhere. When this is this has been known in the fame, and this is why you wonder why Tyler Perry, Oprah, and all these people won't help our people. They dead if they do, y'all. They have always knew that if they do anything, blink an eye towards your people, you out of here. They will be right where many of them are at, because a lot of them, they took them out. James Brown wife. It's a lot of them. And it's always got something to do with the medical. It's always got something to do with a medical condition. They out of here. They here. Now, don't get me wrong. They human like anybody else. They could die like anybody else. But it's just the way that it's always a plot in the way that they take us as people out. So I would advise people to never get caught up in all this fame and this singing and this acting and music and all this. So don't ever get caught up in it, because the end game is that you have to sell yourself out. I mean, you're eternal. You're going to have to sell it out, because they ain't going to have you no other way but for you to sell yourself out to them. And that's a very dangerous position to be in, or to even know that you can sell out. So if I die here, I still don't have, I'm it's, it's sad. Don't ever sell out to Satan and his team. But the reset is a lot of things that's actually taking place, and you seeing that they ain't doing anything about it. You don't see them doing nothing about anything. And then you see a lot of lawlessness. When I see a lot of it, because I don't see them pulling people over, people run all day long. They running stop signs, they running red lights, they driving way beyond. If the speed limit is 60 and you want to go 75, why are you going 90? You see what I'm saying? I mean, and it's like, just the dangerous way they driving, and just everything people are doing is no rules. It's like no law. It's no nothing. So everything has been set. I do know the police is not coming to your house like you think. Things are happening. People are calling, wondering where's the police. Are they not coming? They used to do that, but now just imagine if you needed a ambulance, you needed a doctor, you need to go to the hospital. The service is not where it's at. Nothing. A lot of people don't even see that after the shutdown, that the business, say the fast food restaurants, all of those shut down too. Y'all don't know it because you don't see it. You don't pay any attention. With me, I look at all of that. I look at everything, because I sit back and I say, now, who allowed them to get away with their front door nasty, their window and glass nasty, their restaurant, when you go in to order, it's nasty? Who is letting these people get away with all this? They supposed to be get inspection, and so they don't even do that no more. That stuff is gone. You go into places, a place to eat, And if you go to that door and the window is dirty and the glass is smeared and dirty and the door is black, not black like black, but got dirt. When you see stuff, you pull up to a McDonald's, or say for instance, you pull up to a Burger King, or you pull up to any fast food restaurant, and you'll notice the glass where you ordered the food and they hand it to you, dirty, nasty stuff on it. Just do it. You ain't gonna see now. You ain't gonna see them, you guys. A lot of people don't care because they looking at, oh, I'm just getting this hamburger. But if it's dirty on the window, it's dirty on the inside. It is dirty on the inside. What is happening? The people have taken the money and they have ran. They gone. Those that host these here, the ones that still up and still here, those are owned by a lot of people that in a lot of people from out of town, not out of the country. Okay, but they got someone managing it here, and the management is not keeping it maintenance because they don't have to keep it maintenance anymore. Everything been reset. They don't have to do it no more. I sit back and watch the restaurant. I said, how they can have a buffet with this here? I had to go into one fish store. It wasn't a fish, the seafood area where they have fish and all of that. I had to go and I said, when they start doing it like this? She was like, oh, they've been doing it since I've been working here. I said, how long you been working here? She said, 3 months. I said, I ain't never seen fish not on ice. I'd never seen nothing like this before. And then she said, oh, I don't know. They didn't tell me to put ice. I'm like saying, this is how bad it's gotten. It's just like you might say, well, Deborah, what is it with fish on ice? Because fish has to be on ice, you guys. You can't sell seafood on or just in a pan. You can't do that. It has to be a certain temperature. Everything. You know how sick people can get? I'm just showing you everything is nothing. No one has to follow the rules. It don't have to be the way everybody the way it used to be, restrictions and you have to have it inspected. You know, you have the inspectors, they have to come. None of that goes. The grills, the everything that the floors is canked and no one can see, no one pays any attention to it. They just looking at, oh, I'm just going out to eat and I'm going to the restaurant, it's good. But they don't understand. If it's good, if it looks like this on the outside, it letting you know what it looked like on the inside. First of all, I was telling someone when I used to cook, I used to have to clean the grill every night. Frying grease, we have to clean that every night. These people today doing it maybe 6 months. I'm serious, you guys. All you have to do is talk to people. I'm a people person. Talk to them. And they'll tell you. Everything that they're doing now, it's not, it don't have to be, how would I say it? Everything goes in the wrong area, going left. Everything's going left. You know what? Someone had the actors and all of them got together to send Jamie Foxx a note to the hospital. Now this is how deep it is. They say we praying for you. Hope you get better. And at the end they said, you know you are a goat. GOAT. Do you know what goat is, y'all? I was like, who would allow them to upload something like that? Called him a goat. You know we want you to get better. You are a goat. A goat. You know how in the Bible how Yeshua came to and his angels to collect the sheep and the goats. The goats goes to hell. 100%. You see, and I'm like saying to myself, who would even post something like that? A lot of people are, oh, let me explain something. Oh, I got something to tell y'all. Another reason why I think the Father is sharing with me about the reset and is because he was showing me that this French guy who do this colors and this numbers, and he'll turn red into pink and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not blue. That's purple. Or he it just seems like he gets his colors mixed up or whatever. But he was sharing with me that when people go into this field, he has the gift to go into that field and tamper with the darkness and figure their way of speaking. And that's where he got it from. That's where he got it from. And him saying that they're here sending a sign and they're telling us this. And then what the Father say, Deborah, principality in high places have been brought down to the earth. Now he's able to, how did he say? He's able to master their communication because now they're at his level. That's what he was saying. Now that they're at his level, he's able to quickly, and he's just in it big time, and he getting all the people caught up in it there because now their principality in high places is now down with us, y'all. They're on the earth. Okay, that's how they were able to do the whole reset. It was even there to help them reset everything in this country. Don't think principality in high places don't know. And everybody got to stop thinking Babylon is the United Snakes. Babylon is the system. Okay? Babylon is a system that the United Snakes have used since it lied about they found it. That's how long they've been using the Babylon system. It is a system. Okay? And that's what is being brought down. Once that system come crumbling, the debris, then you'll see that it's no even purpose of even living here. You see what I'm saying? It's a system that they're going to bring down on this country. It's a system that they're bringing down. Who's over the system? The system is the system they ain't going to bring it down. Y'all going to bring it down. He's bringing the system. That same system, it's like, okay, listen to how deep this is. This same system is going to be able to run over here, going to be able to run over here, run underground, you see? And they the head dogs. They're going to run up out of this Babylon. Okay? They're going to run out of this country. I don't know if I'm making it clear, but listen to what I'm saying. Those that are in this country that have caused everything to fall and have been working on the behalf of the wicked, they're prepared underground, y'all. They're prepared already. They're living space. They're living the rest of their lives. They already got a place outside of this country. Let's say it like that. That's the truth of the whole matter. They're out of this country already. That's why they can't feel saving this country in any shape, form, or fashion. They can't care. They don't have the ideal of, they don't have any feeling to make sure people have a place to stay and food to eat and clean water and clean environment. No, they sat with the system and watch the system bring a biochemical out on the same people that's looking at them every day on the news, looking at them, talking about Republican and Democratic, Obama and Trump and Biden. All of those already got their places out of here, y'all, out of this country. This country was sold out a long time ago. Okay? So when they went to them tables to meet, guess what? United Snakes was already sold out. It was already on the table. And everybody that sit at the table that represent the United States said, I'm in agreement. And this is what they're doing. They're everything they doing now don't even have a feel to it because they have already orchestrated the plan to destroy this country a long time ago. And they've been doing it. It didn't bother them when they was taking them people homes. It didn't in 2008. It didn't bother him. 9/11. They played that for what it's worth. I sat there and I watched that thing over and over and over. 9/11, and I'm sitting here. Don't they see what they doing? Can't they see what those people that set them up? Can't they see that the United Snakes had did this to the Twin Tower and to this here country? Nope, never this. Look how it blew away. See, the people in this country has always let them think that it's okay for them to do the things that they do. It's just like even us as the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. Let's just take just the tribe of Judah. How we don't say nothing toward what our men are doing. Nobody says nothing toward them. Men don't tell their men, brother, come on, we got to stop killing. Pull up our pants. Let's support our families. Let's do right. None of them said anything. When that's how the United Snakes is. This country ain't gonna say nothing to nobody. They don't care if you white. See, that's what another thing. A lot of us looking at white and black, and that's where you're gonna get messed up because there's the time that we're in is going to be, it's not going to be the focus on what nationality you are, okay, because we are a pin needle among them. You see what I'm saying? So when they start, they're going to get it done. They're going to the system of this country, their main goal is to start a racial war. This individual said to me, I never thought of it like that. You don't hear nothing about them. I said, nope. And you don't hear no brothers talking about it. You don't hear them saying nothing. You don't hear nothing about skinheads, KKK, white supremacists. You don't hear nothing about them. Where are they? You see? Because they already got an assignment that when they're going to be able to come out and do what they're going to do. They're collecting their weapons and everything, their firepower. But not only are they going to, their first, a lot of them think when they're going to come after us first, if they can get us out of the way. But then they don't understand. This is what they don't understand. As long as we are existing, you're going to exist. Try to take us out, you do. That's the thing. As long as we are here, this country cannot, how would I see it, get the victory in its fullness. The moment we out of here, bam, they got it. You get what I'm saying? So they don't know nothing about it. They just thinking that they gonna get the time to do the things that they wanted to do toward us. We're running around here seeing what we're doing as hateful people with a perpetual hate, even among our own. We don't understand. They send back KKK, the KKK, white supremacists, skinhead. They send back watching us on the news, y'all. They're watching us do all these crimes and all these things toward each other, the hate toward our women and our women toward our men, how our children, our sons and daughters are being raised, how our community is just don't have no nothing. We tearing them down and, we just, and how we conducting, they watching it. A lot of them are looking at us as they saw us, unhuman. They see it. Just think about what they did to that lady's son. Just I'll try to feel. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I try to feel where he could have been, and I don't even think the father would let me. But if I were to ask the father, if I could just feel where he's at, and meaning take me to where he's at. And when I say that, that means what he do is he take me to where it happened, what happened, and in the midst of it. If I was to say that, I would see the struggle of what he went through. You see what I'm saying? I would see what actually has happened and his suffering and his pain and who he was thinking about that was going to come help him. Every time something happens, men look for mama. That's a sign right there that a mother, a female, means something to the children in which she have birth. You see? And this, but you don't see no one having that relationship with their mothers in this day and time, and their grandmothers, or the women themselves. This is how far gone that people are from reality of knowing how to give and gave one another, so that we can walk in the light of of the Most High Yah. We don't have no, everybody wants their own little set off way, and you're going to get it. Hold up now, hold up. You're going to get it, because all this about this reset, that's what it's connected to. It's connected to the judgment. Now, see, when I say the reset, another reason why he's showing me this is because he wants me to understand. Now, don't think that the reset is not my power. It's still in my right hand. I loosed that. You see what I'm saying? When he loosed it for them to do what they already had set and planned. They're not doing something beyond him, and he don't know. No. He know that they've been planning this. He knew that the judgment, he had to bring his judgment on the house of Israel and this land itself. And it's like I said, it's not so much the Babylon is a system. He's going to turn this system down that has did the majority of a lot of darkness for the Roman Catholics. Okay? They are the hidden ones. That's going to have to be the last one that he destroyed. They are the ones that's hiding behind all these different countries. Yeah. When he told me to go and check Roman Catholic in China, in Russia, in Iran, Iraq, I looked at all of them and I'm like, what? How did they get that many? What are they doing with all the million? He said that's what they set up. They set it up. But United Snakes was the crutch to support them all, as long as the focus is on the United Snakes, saying that they the important one, they the this and they the that and they the this, and that's why they're going to get their tails tore up from the floor. It's because they played a heavy role in this system. Look where we at now. People right here today don't even know that they have already reset this country on us, on our tails. We can sit here and be on here this week talking about banks, next week talking about banks. When you finish, baby, it don't mean nothing because you're talking about it. They didn't already reset it. And what that means is they didn't set it already into the one world system. It's nothing you can do, say, plead, and march, cry, boo-hoo. It's over. And the reason why they got the okay to how they are able to seal it is because what he released from the heavens on the judgment, regarding the judgment, allow them to come and seal what they're doing into play. So most likely we should know the seed of the beast, the Antichrist, and the false prophet. You should soon see them for who they are as individual men in flesh. You should soon see them, because see, they're not coming here to get the one world system together. The one world system already been gotten together when they closed this down for that biochemical that they put out. All of that was connected to get them to where things are at as we speak. All of it is all detached. So where we're at and what we're doing, I don't even know where we could. I ain't nowhere but to the mighty hand of the Father. You know, everything I'm seeing is more so people are preparing as if there is going to be a battle. That's what I see. I see people preparing as if there's going to be a battle. They're not preparing for a better this and a better life here doing this and a better life. They calling it a better life because they're preparing as if this is going to be a better life, but I know it's going to be a war. I know it's going to be a battle. See, they know it. They know, especially these Europeans. They know something is not this. Something is off balance. I heard another lady says she's a prophet. I was just listening to one of her videos, and I said, "Ain't that nothing?" I said, she sound not no she sound like she feels. I mean, the way she sound is like I feel sometimes, but it's not that she just sounded like I feel. I think it's the truth of the whole matter. She said that Yah told her to don't go into the Bible and be pulling out scriptures and reading scriptures, verses here and verses there. He said it because they're not listening. He said, oh, when she broke that thing down, I was like, oh man, he said it to you too. I mean, it might sound harsh, but I'm telling you, she said it, and I was like, no, she didn't. She said it a couple of days ago. I was like, did she say what I just heard? She said he was telling her all that good food and all that good bread that he has put before plates, and he was telling her, don't do it anymore. And I was like, wow, 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 wow. Because I even yesterday and today, I was focusing on three things, y'all. No, it was four. I was focusing on righteous, belief, faith, and fear. I was so focused. It was so good, y'all. Oh, it was so good. What made it good was all of those goes right back to the brand. It every and it said it so clear. I was got verses after verses, scriptures after scriptures, showing you that all of those four is a brand. And if you have those are the ones that's going back. Those are the ones that's going to be in the New Jerusalem. Those are the ones that's going to gain eternal heaven. See, he had to have branded them. You see, in the sense like, okay, I'm sending you, but I'm bringing you back to me. So it's like those are the true children, you guys. Those are the real ones. That's why they are his true children, because they got his bloodline, his spiritual bloodline brand in them. So I was reading it, and I was like, I said, Father, here it is right here. I said, I just couldn't believe how simple and easy. I was like, but wow, I know I did not leave my glasses. Oh no, here they go. I could not believe how simple it was. And I was like, I got so many verses and scriptures. And I said, okay, I got to teach this. I got to teach this. I got to show these. So y'all can see. And I'm going to, I might not do it today, but I needed to get that reset, because I think that I'm going to cover this reset again the way he gave it to me. And I think because I think he wants me to get more in depth in it, because I'm like, you can talk to me about that 3 days in a row, Father, y'all. And it's not don't get me wrong, it's like 20 or 30% of it I knew, but the way he's sharing with me is what it the light of it. Okay, the whole light of it is people are waiting for the false prophet and the beast, and you ain't got no need to be waiting. They already in their seat. They already there. You just waiting to see it. Seeing it don't mean anything. Don't you feel it? That's what he said. Seeing it don't mean anything. You don't feel it, because that's what we're gonna do. Even after we see it, seeing it don't mean nothing. We're gonna have to feel it. Say, for instance, we know who the Antichrist is, the beast, and the false prophet. Okay, let's say it like that. We know who it is. They taking their seat. So what? You see it. Can you feel it? See, it's about feeling that thing that was prophesied. You got to feel that thing. And feeling it don't mean that how would I say it? It's going to change for you. But it's preparing you from the inside to be able to accept whatever they throw down, because you're feeling it. Feeling it means it's in you. You know truth. You know spirit and truth of that matter. They can't even override you. Why? Because you already know it. It's in you already. That's what he's doing. It's like and that's why I said I thought I would be out of here. I'm serious, you guys. I would have never thought that I would live to see the things that I'm seeing today, because I saw them yesterday. So seeing here, being here and seeing this, it's like, so I could see him constantly showing me things, because he wants me to know that it ain't going to affect me. But you got to feel this thing. See, I can know, because I know Obama is in there, y'all. I don't care what nobody say. Obama is one of them. And I believe he's the beast. I don't think Michelle could be the beast, but I think it's a man. But she said to be a man. I don't know. I could care less. But um, the reset is so important to see it for what it is. He want me to not be looking for the things man is looking for. Know that these things I share with you, and I want you to feel them, so you know that this is what it is. It's not what they say. It's what I have said that it is. I want you to feel this thing and see this thing for what it is. Because when it comes and you still here, which I will probably be, then you already. It's a preparation. It's anything. It's a sad thing, but yet when you think of him revealing it and showing it to you, it makes you feel good that he take out that time to give you how would a sight of it before it comes, just like he's done ever since I was a little girl. Always show me things before it happened. Oh, I got some other things I want to share with you all. I end up at a flea market. I got this here for $5, and this is what Sister Deborah do. Can y'all see that? These are the sort of things. I got it for $5. When I saw this, I never seen this a day in my life. But this is a stove, you guys. This is a cooking stove. Look at it. All I have to do is set it up on the ground. If I'm sitting on the ground and I needed to cook anything, soup or whatever, there it is. And look, it's in a thin box. These are the sort of things that people would go look to get in a way of survival. You know what I'm saying? Dropping something like this in a book bag or in your emergency package. This is the sort of stuff I would get. And it was $5. And I said, oh my goodness. It's old and antique, but it's a stove. It is how can I say it? You can really use this here, you know? And it's not made of that fiberglass. It's that hard metal sort of thing. And it folds out. And it's a cooking stove, and you won't probably find nothing like. You'll find you see a lot of them up today, but this one here is a heater too. It can heat, it can cook, and it can heat. Isn't that crazy? So you see, I thought that was neat. Remember, Sister Debbie said she's gonna go sit out in the woods by herself. Look at what I got now. And I saw it at a flea market, and I did get it. I said, and Quiet Storm. I thought I'd show you a picture of Quiet Storm. His girlfriend and him finally gave me mother her pictures that I wanted. So I let you see. This is my son Joseph. This is the one and his girl, his fiance, Quiet Storm. I don't know why she didn't open her eyes. They're lying on the ground. Let me show you Joseph. Let me show you. And chick, I don't know why she don't have her eyes open. Here go one. That's the Quiet Storm. Okay. And here go another picture of them. They finally gave me my pictures. Yep, that's Joseph there. That's Joseph. Y'all want Joseph? Y'all want Joseph? You can have him if you want him. I send him to you. But you probably wouldn't send him back. So let me see how much time I have here. I want to share something with you all. Let's go to somewhere very special. I want to start with Righteous, because that's one of the brands. Righteousness. Philippians chapter 3. The reset is very important to embrace. Embrace it as you see it. When you start to begin to see a lot of stuff and you see that it's totally out of control, know that they have set everything up. They have set everything up, and it's no turning back, you guys. It's no changing. It's not going. Philippians chapter 3, verse 5 through 9. Philippians chapter 3, verse 5 through 9. Wait a minute. Philippians chapter 3. No, verse 6. Chapter 3, verse 6. Philippians chapter 3, verse 6. Concerning the zeal, prosecuting the church, touching the righteousness which is in the law, blameless. You see that blameless? Watch this again. Concerning zeal, prosecuting the church, touching the righteousness which is in the law, blameless. Verse 7. But what thing were again but what things were gained to me, those I count loss for Christ, Hamashiach. But what things were gained to me, those I count lost for Christ, which is Hamashiach. Yet doubtless, and I count all things but lost, an exceedancy of the knowledge of Christ, Yeshua, my Lord. Wait a minute, no, that don't sound right. That don't sound like what I read. Let me go back up at this here. Let's go back to 6. We're going to this is the right Philippians chapter 3, verse 5. No, not 5, 6. Concerning zeal, prosecuting the church, touching the righteousness which is in the law, blameless. Blameless. Why is that? Because you all must understand the righteousness, those that are branded with this righteousness, guess what? They're not going to be looked at as blame. Yah, it's not going to blame you. You're not going to be blamed for nothing. You're not going to be blamed. Okay? Verse 6 again. Concerning zeal, prosecuting the church, touching the righteousness which is in the law, blameless. But what things were gained to me, those I count lost for Christ. What was gained, I count lost for Christ, which is Hamashiach. Yet doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellence of the knowledge of Yeshua. See the power? The power of Yeshua, which is the power of Yeshua, my Lord. Okay? For whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung. What's it? Dung. That I may win Christ. See there? Look what he said. That I may win Christ. Where is Yeshua at, y'all? Where is Yeshua in that? The power. What has happened, you guys? We got to believe the power. That's the name. We have to believe the power. You can't go around saying, you can't go around here saying just Yahuwah. That's why I tell people when they come in, they approach me, they start talking about Jesus this, oh, Jesus this, and Jesus that. I said, baby, you better put some power to that. Even Jesus was told, sit here on my right side until I make that earth your footstool. So come on now. People don't understand. The power does, it's not, you can't go into understanding Yah by giving all that power to Yeshua. Yeshua released that power to the Father to whom it came from. We must do the same. In verse 9, Philippians chapter 3 and verse 9, and be found in him, not what, listen to this, and be found in him, not having my own righteousness. You see that? What is own righteousness? Your flesh. See, people do not believe when I be trying to tell y'all that you got the flesh here and you got the spirit. The flesh has its own righteousness. It has its own faith. It has its own belief. It has its own wisdom. It has its own knowledge. It has its own understanding. But the spirit has its own too. And this is the battle here. People haven't gotten to the point where they understand the spirit realm. And like I said, it's over, y'all. I think where everybody's at is where they at. No, I can't say I'm sorry. It is what it is. I think where we all are at is where we're gonna be, y'all. I don't think this. Let me stop saying I don't think it's not gonna change. So look at 9. Philippians chapter 3 and verse 9. And be found in him, not having the mind, not having my own righteousness, which is of the law. You see that? That's that law them Hebrew Israelite men right today whoop you with. Oh, you got to follow the law. Your law, the law. They don't understand. You got 2 laws, bro. You got 2 laws. You got the flesh law and you got the spirit law. Which law are you talking about? They're hung up on the what? The flesh law. This is what this is also saying. Having the mind, now having my own righteous. That's the flesh righteous, y'all. Watch this here. Which is in the law. That's the flesh law. So watch this here. But that which is through the faith. There go faith. Look how faith is connected to the power. Look at that, y'all. Circle that in your Bible. Highlight that. Highlight that bad boy. Because what this is saying, it's saying that, but that which is through faith of Christ. See there? That power have to have orchestrated those 4 brands to come in you, y'all. It's not something that we thinking we got it all. It's all about us. Look at Sister Deborah just dropping. And this is where a lot of people are lost. And this is where they're going to remain lost. Because here it says here, and we still in Philippians chapter 3 and verse 9. And it says, which is through the faith of Christ. Christ is the power. Okay. The righteous, which is Yah by faith. You see that? This is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. Now, one thing about, watch this here. When you get to 9, Philippians chapter 3 and verse 9, you don't see Yeshua's name nowhere in 9. You don't see it. But look where it's detached. Look what he's saying in here. Verse 9. And be found in him, not having your own righteousness. Don't be in your flesh, which is in the law. See, that's where they messed up at. They have wrapped everyone to believe that it's based on the part of the law that's for your flesh. Baby, you got to step in the realm of the spirit. They don't want to go there. They don't want to go there because they can't deceive you in that. They can't manipulate you. They can't control you. They can't do the things in their flesh with you. So they don't want to stay. They want to stay on the flesh end and not the spirit. Now listen to what it says. But that which is through the faith of the power, Hamashiach, the right hand of the Father. Watch this here. The righteousness which is of what? Yah, by faith. Now he didn't lock the Father, his power, righteous, and faith. That's a lot of power right there. Now, a lot of people, and look here. Look here. And I didn't even put this here, y'all. You see that star there? You see that star? That star is a message. That star is, when you see them dark stars like that in the book, that's when you know that the Father has put a seal there for you to focus on. That's a message right there. That's a message right there. And it's to let you know that something's being said. Make sure y'all highlight Philippians chapter 3 and verse 9. And in there, you're not going to see Yeshua's name. He's telling you about the faith, righteousness that came through him and his power. Praise the mighty Yah. That's what he's telling you. Those are the brands. Those 2 of those are the brands, and the right hand power is the one that branded you for Yah's name's sake. Okay, so that was the one for righteousness that I put in there. I got so many verses here, you all. It just, I'm gonna have to do this some other day. I got so many because I got fear, and I love that one. Oh, I love the one in fear. Let's go there. 2 Timothy. Let's go there. I love the fear because a lot of people don't understand there's a flesh fear and there's a spirit fear. We need to understand that the difference between the two. The reason why I say you need to is because you need to know how to step in this old world where we in. We're still here, y'all. We're living. We ain't the ones that's dead. So we have to step up out of this flesh and understand it in the spirit, because that's the only way you're going to put on the whole armor. You can't put on the whole armor up in the flesh. You got to be able to transition from the flesh to the spirit realm and put on the whole armor in spirit. Does that make sense? You can't turn around and put on the whole armor in the flesh. There's no such thing. So you got to put on the whole armor in the spirit. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. I know I'm horrible with the sister. She's putting these verses down, and Sister Deborah just be all over the place. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. Now watch this here. And this is fear. What Sister Deborah is saying is, this is another reason where I can detach everything now to what Yah is trying to say to me. Even just what I just said to y'all about, he said, put on the whole armor, principality in high places. So what is that saying? The reset, Deborah. They've been brought down. They've been brought down. And I'm going to give you those verses showing you where he told us that they coming down. Yes. And that's where they at now. And because we don't know the spiritual realm, because we're not in the spirit, we're conducting ourselves in the flesh, then we don't understand that it's spiritual battles going on. And this is why it's being successfully reset by them. It's because they have got in there and did what they are to do to fulfill what the Most High has already spoken. This one person said to me, but did you see where he said he sent the angel, and the angel took the key, and he told him to take it to the bottomless pit and open it up? See, we thinking that it's got to be the way we say it is. See, that's because we so in the flesh, we don't see the spiritual side that's gonna open the bottomless pit up. That's that right hand, y'all. That's that power. That's the one you're supposed to be fearing, who can send an angel down with the key to open up the bottomless pit to let them monkeys out. That's the one you should be fearing. You get what I'm saying? So by us not knowing these things, we're still living in the flesh. We're thinking that everything is orchestrated in the flesh. And when I go back to this reset, it's pretty much he wants me to see it in the form of the reset has already taken place. Catch up, Deborah. You in the race. You running. Look, I'm running the race, right? And I'm in my lane. You better catch up. Cause you dragging behind. Come on, catch up. What do catch up mean? This stuff, they reset everything, Deborah. The one world government, don't be looking for it. It's already there. The one world system, they already reset it. You see what I'm saying? So when you get to 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7, it reads, for Yah has not given us the spirit of fear. The spirit of fear. The spirit of fear. They're going it again, y'all. Showing you that Yah said, if you got fear in the flesh, that's yours to your flesh. But when I haven't given you a spirit of fear. That means in your spirit, you are not to fear nothing but him. So I have not given you the spirit of fear to be fearful in the way that you are in the flesh. That's for the flesh. The flesh has its fear and the spirit has its fear. Going back to what Sister Deborah was telling y'all. The flesh has its fear because of sin. Okay? The flesh has its fear. It needs to be fearful. It needs to be fearing. Okay? But it has its own fear. It's different than the spirit of fear that Yah gives us. that he brands us before we come down. Listen to what he says. He said, listen to verse 7, 2 Timothy chapter, what was that? 2, no, chapter 1, 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7. For Yah has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power. You see that power? See that Christ? See, y'all don't get it. This is what I'm saying to you all. This is the sort of understanding. And I think what he's kind of helping me out, even as I speak to you all. See that reset, Deborah? This is a part of, this is what you got to be, you have to make sure you have now. Because this is how you're going to be able to continue to move in this day and time. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it's giving me the power to bring down the Empire State Building. He just, he ends. He wants us to hold firm to him. But listen to what it says in verse 7. 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7. For Yah has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love, which is given, gave, and of a sound mind. You see? A sound mind. Power, but of power, and of give and gave, which they got here, love, and of a sound mind. Not a spirit that is fear for what's to come, Deborah. All this stuff that's coming, I don't want you to have a spirit of fear of all that's coming. You know who got the right hand, who orchestrated it, right? I didn't give you the spirit to be fearful of what I have prophesied that shall come. That's what he's saying to me. Just because I'm telling you what the reset is, because you in your lane, run up, catch up. You're lagging behind. You got your own lane. Come on, pull up. And that's what he does. And I try to tell you all, I cannot tell y'all that you should. I need not to even make y'all even think that he has to talk to y'all like he talked to me. Because that's a be a lie. Everybody is different in the body. He might have you in another part of the body of Christ. You see what I'm saying? So your job might be something else. But he talks to me all the time. And him telling me this, and here in verse 7, 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7, that's showing you he has not given you, he's given you fear of him, but not fear of spirit to be fearful of what all that's going to happen and the things that somebody can do to you, what they can do to you and how they can do it. I don't give you that type of fear, but I gave you power. That's what he said. I gave you power, sound mind, give and gave. Come on here. Look how he put the power, fear, but of power. You see what I'm saying? He's letting you know what I've given you to be able to walk this here. If I let you live it, walk this thing. That's what it means, staying in your lane. Run this thing. That means you've been put here, do it. Okay? Now, that was one that has to do with fear. I thought that was awesome because just that whole idea of him saying that he didn't give us the spirit of fear to fear the things of the world. He's letting you know that your flesh got its own fear. But the spiritual fear, I didn't give you that to be fearful of this world. You see? Or fearful of the things that I'm going to allow to happen on this earth. So he's letting you know, but I gave you power. I like that. I love that, matter of fact. I love that. So I thought that was really in Malachi. In Malachi chapter 1. Let me see if my timing. In Malachi chapter 1. And this is fear. Now, I told you these are the brands. Right here today, Christian churches, Catholic churches, Hebrew Israelite, no organization, no churches, no nothing. They don't know nothing about the 4 brands, y'all. They don't know nothing about the 4 brands. So this is what I was saying to y'all. What make us awaken to something as a nation, and we don't know nothing about that power, nor the brands that he sent us down as those that he called to the mission. We don't know nothing about that. Okay? In Malachi chapter 1, it was something in here. Was that it? Nope. Nope. Psalms 19. Psalms 19. Oh, did you put okay? Psalms 19, verse 9. Then we go to Malachi. Psalms 19. So it's a reason. He ain't giving me all, he ain't gave it all to me, y'all, about the reset. And I believe that I'm gonna be kind of bent when he does. I really do. Psalms chapter 19, verse 9. I really do, because there's something in it he's still trying to let me know. Okay, 19 and verse 9. Psalms chapter 19 and verse 9, and it reads, the fear of Yah is clean. You see that? Told y'all that's hit. Look how they telling you the fear of Yah. See, we thinking that the fear, we have to understand that's one of the brands Sister Deborah been trying to tell y'all. You come down here with a brand. That's how the Gentiles were grafted in, because they were grafted in with the brand of belief and faith from the heaven. That means they were already written in the Lamb Book of Life. You see what I'm saying? So do they have to come back? Yes, sir. They got to go back to the Father, and they have to be able to reign in a New Jerusalem. And it's not just, it's all the different nationalities, all nations that fall under the Gentiles. They're gonna reign in heaven too, in the eternal. You see what I'm saying, you guys? So when we broke out with this Hebrew Israelite, we broke out with a lot of hatred in our hearts, because right now you got babies. I call them babies because they're young enough to be my children, out here thinking that the devil, and they the devil, and they this. Yes, they do a lot of things, and they have done a lot of things, but the same thing we holding them accountable for is what Yah holding us accountable. Then we don't even understand it, because their ancestors did a lot of things that caused them to be seen the way that they are today, and they still what inherited from what their fathers have done, not because they were present. A lot of them don't know what their ancestors did, but there were those who Paul got in touch with that believed, and guess what? In their process of believing, that was already in them, that they were going to find their way back to the Lamb, to the Book of Life, and that was the power of Yah, and not yours and ours, not your and mine. So when we're talking about, listen to this, when we're talking about this racial division, we are racist. We are wrong. Let me tell you why. How is it we're going to talk about them down here if Yah didn't say it? They coming up there too. We're gonna want to be next to them up there, but down here we got the same. See, we don't understand. We got the same rotten heart too that they had. You see, it's a good thing through His grace and His mercy that has already branded us. Is going to allow us to come back, and we're going to be blameless. But to really look at a clearer picture, why is Yah bringing them back to His Lamb Book of Life, and bringing them back to the New Jerusalem? Why are they getting in if their forefathers did some rotten things? Because we too are going to be able to get in, even after our forefathers have done things and we repeat it. They repeated it and we repeated it. But is that going to stop? No, because those who've been branded, you're going right back where you come from. Now, those goats and those others, that they're going to be found in them other books. That is not eternal heaven. You see, that's why He called them books, more than one. That's that broad gate. But those that He already wrote into the Lamb Book of Life, they're gonna return. And He said it ain't up to us as Hebrew Israelite or the true Jews to judge them in a way that's saying heaven and hell for you because you Esau. He didn't send you there. That's showing you the mindset. If I'm Esau, well, what stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient father you come from? You get what I'm saying, y'all? Don't that make sense? It shows you that we as a people pointing our fingers to everyone and never owned up to what we've done to the Creator. Okay, so in Psalms 19 and verse 9, it reads, the fear of Yah is clean, enduring forever. Enduring forever. Didn't I tell y'all that endurance? What did I tell y'all? When he explained that endurance, I said, oh, So I got a little something to hold me up. Yes, you do. Now watch this here. The judgments of Yah are true and what? The judgments of Yah are true and righteous. All together. They together, y'all. True and righteous. All together. That's what it says. But the fear, you see the judgment, you see truth, all together. This is Yah, y'all. But listen to what verse 9 said. Psalms chapter 19 and verse 9. The fear of Yah. The fear of Yah is clean, enduring forever. Didn't I tell y'all? He told me. He said, I gave you something to help you. And he said, that's that endurance. See, he don't have to lie to me. We ain't nothing but dirt he communicating with. But he's something in us that's greater than the dirt that he rests in to let us know where he stand in us. And that's why I say it's important to try to sit down sometimes and just let him talk to you from the inner side and not be so quick to try to think that you're going to find the answer to everything. No. All the answers not going to be found. Let him talk to you day by day where you at. You see what I'm saying? Don't try to try to master stuff. Just let him deal with you day by day. Sister Deborah is a prophetess in the wilderness. That's my job as a prophetess, to come down here to be a judge and be able to speak what I'm speaking, the word, the right now word from Yah. Outside of that, that's it. Okay. Now, other people are in the body of Hamashiach. They got different positions. They don't have to be like Sister Deborah. When Sister Deborah's on here, I pretty much be telling you the way and the relationship I have with him as a prophetess. You can be someone else in him. Evangelist, you can be a teacher, you can be a pastor, you can be anything in the body of Hamashiach. If he called you there, that's what he said you are. Man can't tell you that. Woman can't tell you that. It's nothing in this book tells them that they have a calling to come tell you who you are and who you're not. They can't use the book. That's why I told you, once you know spirit and truth, they can't come nowhere near you, because what they're talking about is flesh. And everything I just showed you was how he's showing you that everything they talking about is in the flesh, but it can be found in the spirit. Which side do you serve? And what you see today is a lot of flesh talking to those who are in the spirit. And the people in the spirit don't want to rear up and be about spirit and truth, because they thinking those is in the flesh got all the book knowledge. They got all the precepts, they got all the line, they got all the Hebrew, they got all the Greek, they got Torah, they got all these other lost books. Maybe, baby, no. Anybody have to go find any lost books because they lost themselves. Okay? You don't have to do that. Why? Because if he branded you before the foundation of the world, why he got you chasing books? Why do he telling you got the master Torah and you got to walk like Torah in 2023, knowing that he done prophesied it to be an ugly time period? So why do you have to run back to Torah to live Torah when he already told you how ugly it's going to be in your day and time? Why do you have to learn Greek and Hebrew to know truth? No, the Ruach know truth. The Ruach know who he is. He knows all things. So he has, all you need is him living in you and teaching you from that end. Everybody else kick rocks. Okay. And this one here was Malachi chapter 1, verse 6. Malachi chapter 1 and verse 6. Let me see. Is that the right one? Okay, I guess this is it. Malachi chapter 1, verse 6. A son, now listen to this here. Listen to this. A son honored his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, where is my honor? That's Yah. A son honor his natural fleshly father. Okay. And a master, a servant honor his master, which is a flesh. Yah said, if then I be a father, where is my honor? And if I be a master, where is my fear? Y'all didn't get that one. You didn't get that. That went over your head, didn't it? Listen to what y'all say. Watch this here. Wow, this is neat. Malachi chapter 1, verse 6. Listen to what he say. He say, a son honors his father, and ye shall no, and a servant honor his master. So he's saying a son, a blood son, flesh, honors his father, and a servant honors its master. With somebody who got a boss or serve and one that's the master, which is flesh. He's saying the father is flesh, and the servant, his master, is flesh. If then I be a father, where is my honor? Watch this here. And if I be a master, where is my fear? Where is my fear? If I be a master, where is my fear? Said Ahiah of hosts unto you, O priests that despise my name. And ye say, where have we despised thy name? Right there. I noticed he said, despise my name. Once he was saying about the father, how a son would honor his father and a servant would honor their natural fleshly master. But where is my honor if I'm the father? And where is my fear if I'm a master? Because Yah knows that he has a fear that's worthy to be honored. Because man has their fear, and he said, where is mine? See, we thinking everything is supposed to line up to flesh, like the flesh, but we don't understand. We got to do Yah right now. We got to be right with him. We got to be right about him and what he's about. You know, we got to give him his prompt. And he's saying, if a son honor his father and a servant his master, well, hold up. If I'm a father, where is my honor? Thank you. Father of the whole world. You see? And if I am the master of this, where is the fear? See, y'all don't get it, do you? Because see, he's saying here, you see the master, if you're a servant, okay, and you have a master, it says, what did it say? A servant, and if a servant has a master, if then be a father, where is my honor? And if I be a master, now listen, what is he telling you? If I am a master, it requires you to fear. Now, see, he didn't say that about a servant being a fear of a master. But when it came down to you saying, him saying, if I be a master, then where is, what he say? Where is my fear? Then he got a question mark there. Y'all don't see that, do you? He got a question mark there, letting you know I'm require some fear. I'm the master of the masters. That's deep. And you know what? That's fear. I covered only a few of them in fear and in the master, but I'm going to tell y'all something. This week, the last 3 days, I've been reading up on the 4 brands. And it has comforted me so much, you guys, because I never really paid any attention to how deep it really is to have those brands and how they are like guaranteed brands that gonna get one to the New Jerusalem, guaranteed. So it's almost like you could pretty much know who you are if you got the ticket to the lake of fire or you got the ticket to. And that's another thing, you guys. I believe that if we know who we are here, we know who we are going to be there. And a lot of things that Sister Deborah have presented on this Deborah platform is to kind of cause you to look within, to see who you are from the heavenly level, more so than who you are on the earthly level. And as I'm saying that to you all, I realize that all the time I've been on this Deborah platform, that was always something that he has been suffering me to speak on. Because even at the beginning, when I first got on here, I was like, why are these people not opening up the door? Don't they got the keys? Open the door. Y'all, it was times I was on here telling these men, open the door. Do you got the keys? Oh, meaning go into the spiritual realm. Go into spirit and truth. Come on with it. You know, like he told Peter, I give you the keys to the kingdom. Come on with it. You see, a lot of them don't even know what that is. That's the power. To understand the power. The gospel is the power. The gospel is the Father's right hand. You can't go past him to get to anywhere without coming through him that way. That door he was talking about, you got to come through the door. That's just Hamashiach, the power. He got to take that blood of Hamashiach and come through you with it. So all of the things that's actually taking place and have taken place is so many things we'd have missed out. But as I was just sitting here saying it to you, and it made me realize, so Father, what you're saying is we should know already who we are, and in your righteousness, in your faith, in your belief, in your fear. And it's all about being able to get in there and say, oh, I see that. It ain't about trying to make yourself have fear, make yourself believe, make yourself do righteous, make yourself have faith. No, he ain't asked you to make yourself do nothing in this flesh. It's already branded in your spirit. But see, how you salute it is when you feel it. So when y'all hear Sister Deborah saying, own this thing, salute that thing, that's because it's saying if you can feel it in your spirit, salute that thing. And you're just saying that, hey, righteous, I can connect with you. Faith, I can connect with you. Belief, I can connect with you. Fear, I can connect with you. Oh, Father, your power, I can feel that thing. That's what it's about. But what we're doing, we're feeling the things in the flesh and ain't feeling nothing in the spirit. So what I think in this, in me saying this is actually saying that you can feel destiny going through the lake, the broad gate, or going through the narrow gate. You can feel that thing because all the stuff that's going on now and the things that he's revealing and he constantly keeps saying to me, I'm like, wait a minute, I can feel that thing. I can understand it. I can feel it and I can understand it. What would it be for me to live to receive all this that he's given if I'm doomed to hell? Do y'all get what I'm saying? And that's even with you all. You got to think of it like that. You got to say, well, okay, you keep talking to me every day and you get me on this devil platform and the same people keep listening to me. What are you saying to us? We're sealing our own destiny in him. Because what we're not trying to give the credit and glory to nobody. We're trying to lay it straight in his lap. Move out of my way, Father. I put this in your lap. You see, we're trying to put it right in his lap. We ain't trying to give it to no man, no woman, no Satan, nobody. We trying to just put what we know that he gives us in his lap by letting him know, I feel this thing, Father. I feel you. I feel you. Because you can't help but feel him. At least I can't. Because that's how he is in me. Why would he be greater in you and you feel no greater? I don't know if that makes any sense. How can he be greater in you than he is in the world, but yet you can't feel him? Do you see what I'm saying? How could he be all that and some in you and living in you, and you can't salute his ways, you can't salute the things he's saying to you and he's feeling through you? Or how can that be so much greater? How could he be so greater in you and you not know that? You see what I'm saying? So somewhere along the line, it's like it's meant for us to know that we're gonna be okay. And like I told you, I seen a couple of scriptures where he say, and not only you, I'm going to save your children. You know why I say that? Look at Job. It's in here saying, and not only you, but your children too. You tell me, ain't that beautiful? Look at Job. Those children, they was for Satan, but he turned around, let that old man with that same woman who told him to curse your God and die, turn around and have just the same children. Not the same children, other children. Outside of, not the one he had, but brought him back children. You see, those children would reign with him. You see what I'm saying? So when I hear him, even when I hear him say that, I say, so Father, when you say that you could save the children, so you're saying what? He's saying to you all today, if you could just put him first at all time. And when you put him in first, don't put yourself second. Don't put yourself third. You put him in the back of you and on every side. First, back, and every side. Field him. Sit down, take out some time, just sit there and just say, I just want to hear from you. I want to feel you living in me. You see, when you start to get those things and you start to, wait a minute, he don't have to do this, but why is he doing it? Because right now, if he didn't brought the principality that's in high places down to the earth, what is that saying? What is he saying to you? What is he saying? What is he saying to you? If that's what he did, if he did that, what is he saying? It's time to feel me, y'all. If you know that I'm in you, you're going to need me to assure you, and you need to assure yourself that you know that I'm in you and I'm greater than the issues that I allowed to come to the earth. You get what I'm saying? So Sister Deborah is saying that ever since I've been on this devil platform, my whole thing has always been, why ain't they doing this? Why ain't they doing this? Don't you get it, y'all? Y'all don't get it. It's because I'm feeling this thing. And just because he is greater in me and I'm feeling this thing, I might appear to be a different person, maybe even appear to a person to know, think she know everything, or think she got the answer to it. No. It's a person that's feeling this thing. And I want to give he that has the glory and the honor. He's due it and the praise. You see? And only one. He's the only one. And so, but he has to be what? Greater in me than he that is in the world. So how can something so greater be in you, but yet you don't feel him? Come on now, y'all. Somebody make some sense. Does that make any sense? How could he be so great in us, but yet we don't feel him? And I just thank him for even, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know the fullness of why he keep coming to me about the reset. I can't tell you the fullness, but I can tell you something. He told me that everybody is looking for, what you call that? When the world is going to be in control. He said they want you to prepare for the one world system, the one world government. He said, Deborah, it's there already. It's been on land, been here. So somewhere he's trying to show me and get me to see that the reset has already been done. So that's the one world system. Okay. Don't look for somebody to take the seat as the beast, the antichrist, and the false prophet, for they already got the system already set. Babylon is one of the head of the system that he's going to bring down, because to bring them down, see, he's not trying to bring the whole system down, y'all. That's that one that sits on that woman that all these other ones sits on. It's a system. It's not this country. Because once this country is down to its debris, and you remember the Empire State Building going to be down, the Statue of Liberty, all of them going to be down. When that's done, then who's still standing? You get what I'm saying? So who is this with this mighty power that's taking on this one world system? You see what I'm saying? Who and why is it the two prophets that's coming, that working on y'all's behalf? Why are they over there in the foreign countries? Why ain't they over in this country? This here is not the system. This is one that played as one of the main, how would I say it? The main part of the system that has deceived the whole world. I think this country has deceived the whole world and been the point of the system. I put it like that. But because I think the system is the Roman Catholics. That's the main system. That's the system, y'all. Because once Babylon is down, it ain't gonna destroy the system. The system got to complete itself. And you know what else? I'm gonna tell y'all something. I sat back and I said, Father, I am so sorry, Father. I am so sorry. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm sorry. I sat back and I said, and I've listened. I told you I was been in church since I was a young girl, and I've listened to so many preachers, so many pastors, so many teachers, so many Hebrew Israelite men, some women, just listening, and He was showing me the other day about, you don't hear the Antichrist, the false prophet, and Satan hooping and hollering. You don't hear them hooping and hollering because there's nothing to hoop to holler about. He said that the reason why I said, seemed like they just went peaceful, Father. They didn't try to fight a war with you. Or he said, why would they go war with me? Why is Satan gonna try to buckle up against me? The first time he put him down in the hell, it wasn't that he had to fight with Satan. Oh, I'm finna tell y'all something. It wasn't that he had to battle with Satan to get him down to the pit for the 1,000 years. Satan went going where he's supposed to go. And then I said back to him, well, wait a minute, what happened right here? How did the Antichrist and the false prophet get there? He said, Deborah, these people don't, these not the people. He said, these things don't buckle with me. That's the fear, y'all. That's why we don't have no respect for him. This is, listen to this. If Satan came down here to deceive the whole world, why is it when y'all put him down in the uttermost darkness for 1,000 years, why ain't he being tough and bad now? Y'all need to go back and read that. What? Wait a minute. What you mean? The false prophet and the Antichrist is in hell? Yeah. I said, but where's the war? Wait a minute. Hold up, Father Yah. That's what I was asking. Wait a minute. Why ain't they fighting you? What? He knew I knew. There's no battle against the Most High Yah. You can't fight him. Any battle y'all see, when you see Magog coming after us, once we get to the promised land, when you see all that, all you seeing is the throwdown of the Father. We run around here and we're getting caught up in battles and in fights that we ain't got no business trying to fight and defeat. That's why he said, put the whole armor on. Tell him, Deborah, it is spiritual. That means stand your nasty flesh down and be about the spiritual realm of who I am. Stand down. But see, when you start to preaching that whole armor, everybody get all lit up. Oh, I'm getting ready. Baby, sit your dried up flesh down. It is spiritual. And he said, on the spiritual mindset, put that helmet on. Put that breastplate on. Put those things which are spirit on. Meaning recognize it. And he don't mean like you put your shirt on. He mean put it on in thought. And feeling that thing. Put that armor on. It's spiritual. Put it on. I said, put it on. See, we're fighting battles in the flesh, and there's no need of sickness and illness. Like Sister Deborah, in the last 3 days, I have had so many headaches. I'm supposed to be in an emergency right now. I was supposed to be going down there and stay until they do some type of a brain scan or something. And it feels like something is going on in my head. And what I mean by that is it's really like something is running, or something's there. I might go tomorrow, but I'm gonna definitely got to check it out just to see where this headache is coming from. And it's not a headache. And with that headache also, and it could be worrying about the things that you cannot change. See, you can't come up out of that flesh. I don't care how you are full of the spirit and you this and that, you still flesh. We still gonna sin. We still gonna feel things in the flesh. I'm telling you, he's never gonna take us out of the flesh and just live 100 spirit on this earth. We got to get that in the kingdom. So there's things that we're gonna feel, things that we're gonna go through, and things we're gonna suffer. That's why he comes and gave us, what did he tell you? Long suffering. Yes, you righteous. Yes, you got belief. Yes, you got faith. Yes, you got the fear. But guess what? You got long suffering, endurance. Those are things that's going to allow you to still hold up in spite of you having all these spiritual blessings that he has given you. Just letting you know, you still on the earth as flesh, but I got you in the spirit realm. You see? So a lot of things, it's like he just wanting us to feel him in the spirit realm. And what he was just sharing with me, he did not have to share that with me. Let me see what time I got to get up out of here. He did not have to share that with me as far as the reset. But I believe it's more to the reset than what I have set my butt down and really just listen to what he's saying. I think it's more to it than that. It's got to be. It got to be more to it than that, because it seems as if he's saying more than what I'm saying to you. I know he is, because it's a lot of things he said. And every time I'm trying to say it to you, it's like I go void. Within me, I can go void. And I'm like, wait a minute, you don't want me to say it to him or what? And I've done that about 4 times while I've been on here today. So it's still things he wants me to say. But the reset, they have reset this whole system of this country. That means, and when you come to understand the ones that have fallen down to the earth, now they on the earth. You go. This is the chaos. Remember, I said there's going to be a lot of people dying, especially out of the tribe of Judah in great numbers. Uh, 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 that's a part of it. That's a part of that uh, uh, the reset. But the reset is connected to his judgment. You see what I'm saying? Because they couldn't reset it until his judgment has allowed him to, because that's a part of his judgment, is to allow the things to take place as a judgment here on the earth. And how, when we see these things, then we'll know that we have to either turn to him or keep doing the things that we're doing, or turn to the light. See, when we are in him and these things are taking place, we turn to the light so that we can see what is actually taking place. See, a lot of people don't know that when Sister Deborah said in the light, turn to the light, go in the light, in spirit and truth. These things are spiritual that would give us the insight. You wouldn't even have to come to nan one of Sister Deborah's page. If you walk in the light and let him direct you in the light, you wouldn't have to go to nobody page. You can only deal with him himself. But see, a lot of people don't know about spirit and truth. They don't know about the light, but it's connected to the narrow gate. You see what I'm saying? And the narrow gate is the way. You see? It's as simple as when it says, train up a child in the way he should go. See, the men didn't even catch that. Here you are in the year 2023, and you didn't heard bishops, pastors, evangelists, teachers, prophets, people teaching that to the utmost. Train up a kid and a child in the way he should go. And if he shall get old, he won't depart. No, 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 baby. You got that wrong. He was telling the men, you the head, train these kids up. They failed that, as they did in the garden. And here, this is what you see. And they getting off with it because they're making up their own lies and their own way of making themselves feel blameless. And y'all said, let them be blameless. Let them feel blameless. Let them walk blameless. Let them talk blameless. Let them do those things, Deborah, in their flesh to make them feel that they're actually walking in some sort of righteousness. They got their own own righteousness. But the truth be told, what did I say? When he shared that to me like that, I was like, all this time when you said that, I was thinking that you were saying that we train them up just doing basic things. He said, no. When you train them up, you can train them up in anything you want. It's not going to better them unless you train them up in me. You see? So the training was train them up in the way they should go. Now, look at us. We ain't been in the right way all these years because we weren't trained to go, trained up in the way that we should go. And that's why we've gone so many errors in life, because we weren't trained in the way. It's a mystery in that. Train up a child in the way. What is the way? It's a lot of ways on this earth. The way to me, Deborah. You see what I'm saying? So the children, us and our mothers and everybody on down, they haven't been trained up in the way they should go. Furthermore, 99.9, the one that he put liable to train them up, didn't train them up, didn't even spend time, didn't do anything. Those are the ones he's still going to hold liable. See, they don't understand. They want to be kings, leaders, and rulers. They want you to be submissive. They want to be head of the house. But wait a minute. Have you trained every child that came out of your sperm and was given life? Have you trained them up in the fear of Yah, in the in the face of Yah. No, we haven't. You see? So this is what you see in the world, y'all. See, it's simple. Look how simple that is. Because if he say train them up in the way, what way is there? What way, you guys? Righteousness. And how do we know how the way to righteousness is? Yah. You see how much sense that make? But they don't see it like that. And it's to me when you hear Sister Deborah says over is finished, it really is. Because it's nothing that I'm saying that they would ever be able to graft and get because they too far out in the deep. Remember when I used to say last year they gone too far out in the deep? They can't even see dry land. They can't see righteousness. They can't see it. They can't see just. They can't see upright. They can't see faith, fear, belief in the sight of Yah because they gone too far out. That was real. And the reason why I could say that is because it speaks of the broad gate. Many shall go far out, away from the gate that's narrow. They can't find their way. So it's a lot of things we have to do and get out of the natural way of thinking and feeling. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to get off of here now because another one I'm seeing my time. Another thing, I'm just going to speak on that a little bit. Another thing he's been sharing with me, and I want you all to just think about this. Think about this, and we're going to come back and do a time to talk on it. What he was saying to me, watch this here. Something that's going on, he was sharing with me. Let me see. He froze me up now. Oh, something that's going on that in spirit we messed up on, and we still messing up on, but it's okay. Is we at the end. Only one can make that what it is Yah himself. And I'm so thankful that he did everything from the heavenly level. I am so thankful that the things that Yah has done, he's done from the heaven level and not from the earth. Because as I think about it, I think about how, let's say, we talk about Christians, we talk about Jesus. The Father is telling me that why is it the heart of man would detach a face instead of the heart of an individual? If a person were told that this is Jesus, is this person believing in the face, or is it believing in the spirit of that entity in which it see? Which one is right? If they believe in that there is Yah is a creator, they just got the wrong picture in front of them, but yet they believe it. You get what I'm saying? I don't know what he's meaning, what he's trying to get me to see in that, but I think I like to know a little bit about that, because what it does is it shut things down so you won't be clowning about things that the world and people are in on this devil platform. They clown about any and everything that has to do with racial. They don't understand the creators that's high and low. It don't matter what is what. He got a book up there, and I'm so thankful that everything he said, books and book, the book of life and books. I'm so glad and thankful that he has that there, because if man would have been the one that has to dictate who gets in what or who says who's who, we'll be a mess creek. Because it's a blessing that he orchestrated everything from the heaven. It's a blessing, because if you get down on the earth, let's say for instance, you see Jesus. These Europeans have believed that this white Jesus on this picture is Jesus. Do you think for real that in Yah, he's caught up with this white face that they believe that it's Jesus? Or is he caught up with the heart in which he said he judges a man? Because for them to be grafted in, they're not grafted in through belief and faith through a black Messiah. That's not how they grafted in. They grafted in through a spiritual Messiah. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all can understand what I'm saying. So therefore, it's like saying that We're making fools of ourselves, talking about people who's Christians. They believe in this black, white Jesus. Wait a minute, hold on. You believing in a black Jesus and you don't even know who he is. Because you trying to make him the power and he's not even the power. Everybody is believing in something and pretty much lying in most of it. Because if I was a Caucasian person and I go to church and I believe that there is a God, and if this picture been put in front of me, said this is what he looked like, it's not the picture. You get it? It's what I am in my heart. Because that tells you really what I believe. That's what Yah is showing me when he's getting me to see faith, belief, fear, and righteous. They have to put it in the right category, Deborah, because those same things, they got them in the spirit and it's in the flesh. So if a person see a flesh that has a white face, just because that flesh is before them, they're still looking at him as a God. You see what I'm saying? And yes, they might see the whiteness because that's what's put in their face. But how is Yah measuring them, seeing this picture as a white in their face or seeing their heart that's in the spirit? See what I'm saying? We're messing up, y'all. We're messing up even down here on the earth, judging people in a way that's not any righteous in it, because we're so geared. Myself, the only race on this earth that can't open their mouth, they can't say nothing, and it's a good thing that y'all put them in the situation they're in. It's us as a people. We didn't wrong the one that chose us to be the number one. So how can we say anything about anybody? You see what I'm saying? When he came for us, we received him not. Everything that we've done to the Father himself and to the Son has not been pretty at all, cutthroat. But yet we're the people who's telling other people that, oh my, is it dying out? Yes, my computer's dying out. Telling other people that you believe in a white God. Wait a minute. What color do you think Yah is? He's a spirit. See? We're putting in our minds. That's why I said we're gone. We're putting in our mind it's the things of the flesh. We're not seeing nothing in the spiritual realm. So it's going back to what I was saying. Y'all want us to see things in the spiritual realm as we continue to walk this journey. Because we're here, y'all, whether we know that or not. We are here. And what I mean by that, when I said we are here, we're here. So we can talk all we want. We can read this book up and we can read it down. But we live in this thing, y'all. We live in these prophecies. We live in this time. So if we live in it, we don't let nobody else tell us. We in it. So how could you say anything to me if I'm living in this chaos? I'm in this, type of lifestyle. How could you say anything to me? I want to hear from the Yah. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in this evening. And I hope you got something out of it. But I will be back with a message. And I will cover a little more of this because that's something else he was been dealing with me since I've been away for a few days. He has been dealing with me on that too. And I'm going to get some verses to cover some word out of this book, instructions and directions, along with the word from the Spirit of Yah to kind of help you understand what I was just saying. Because Yah said he judges the heart. He's talking about the spiritual heart and not the flesh. See, we got him bent. We always got him bent. We always had him bent. And we won't see him in the spiritual realm for nothing. And that's what Sister Deborah is going to lean more so to, so that those that are walking in spirit and truth, and so you can start trying to understand where you stand in him and him in you, because it's something in you that's already there that he wants you to know. So you don't need nobody telling you who you are. You already know that. He ain't looking for nobody to be perfect, because he knows that ain't nobody on this earth perfect. He sent that one, and he know ain't nobody else outside of that one going to be that way. So he just want us to know it from the what end? The spiritual end. And that's what most 99 trillion people on all these devil platforms don't know nothing about. And that's the spiritual end. So Sister Deborah will be back. Appreciate each and every last one of you all joining me. And I will be back. Shalom and shalom. My computer about to cut off.